this is Stella. Welcome back to the channel. I found the story of James Rogers in Metro Lifestyle entitled, I Lost My Family, Friends and Religion After Coming Out, But It Was Worth It to Be Myself. He published his story last September 30, 2020, and I found it really inspiring and touching. And I just want to read the entire article to you. I'm gonna post the link to this article down in the description box below if you want to check it out. I hope you feel the same. You'll find this story inspirational and touching, and hope it will inspire other Jehovah's Witnesses trapped inside the religion to come out and be their authentic self. So I'm gonna read his story, and here it goes. In September of 2018, I was getting ready to take my own life. I was exhausted in trying to live a life that was not authentic. It had been a difficult year. I had come to terms with the fact that I was gay, and although coming out is a pleasant experience for many these days, it was not the case for me. By the age of 7, I'd already deduced that I was different from other children, based on the sense of attraction I felt towards my own sex. But I was being raised in a strict religious household by my Jehovah's Witness mother. It was clear that the religion had a very negative view of homosexuality, and the messaging I was fed from a young age was harsh, namely that homosexuality and Christianity were completely incompatible with one another. I vividly recall my mother once saying, "If any of my children turn out to be gay, I would never speak to them again." Those words have stuck with me to this day. I grew up in fear of who I knew I was on the inside, and did everything within my power to try and eradicate my homosexuality and suppress how I truly felt. I pushed myself to become as involved in the faith as possible. I even prayed daily, begging for God to rid me of what I believed to be a defect. I carried on as a model Christian, getting baptized as a Jehovah's Witness at 17, and soon after, starting a romantic relationship with a beautiful girl who was part of the faith and my best friend at the time. As is the expectation as Jehovah's Witnesses, we were engaged within a short space of time and planning to get married 9 months after I proposed. The period after the wedding was exciting and actually felt quite fulfilling. I genuinely believed that getting married could cure me and that I would be able to live a normal life. I loved my fiancée dearly and felt content at the prospect of a happy marriage with her. By 20, I was a married man, living a strict heterosexual Christian lifestyle. I had everything I was told I needed in my life to be happy, and for a while I was thrilled. I had a sense of achievement that I felt would finally allow me to exist without fear of judgment or sin. Those feelings were fleeting, however. By the end of our second year of marriage, my mental health began to deteriorate as I gradually realized that every part of my life was based on the desire to please other people and live up to their expectations of me. It felt superficial knowing that there was no authenticity in my life, and that became soul-destroying. I was trapped. By coming out, I would lose everything I had been conditioned into thinking I wanted. Not only that, but I would risk being cut off from the community I had been part of my entire life. This terrified me just as much as the thought of accepting my sexuality. The suicidal thoughts grew louder and louder until I eventually found myself ready to take my own life, bawling my eyes out. I considered it to be my only option. Happiness was not something I felt would be possible if I renounced my religion, but equally, I wasn't happy with my current existence in the first place. As I stood there, desperately clawing at the little strength I had left, it dawned on me that my life was so much more important than other people's opinions. I knew that I needed to live my truth despite my beliefs, despite my marriage, despite the knowledge that I would be cut off from everyone I cared about. Stripping everything back to the point where I was choosing between life or death allowed me to see that I was worthy. Coming out was heart-wrenching. It took me a year from the day I attempted to take my life to decide I was ready. I initially told my wife, who, despite being devastated, was loving, kind, and understanding. We have since divorced, and she has moved back to America to be with her family. We are no longer in touch, but I will always treasure the 15 beautiful years of friendship we had. I then came out to my father, who cried with me and told me that he would always support me, no matter who I decided to love, and he's been there for me ever since. In contrast, other members of my community assured me that I could be saved by the power of prayer, or that I would be cured if I just got some hormones to help. I was called Satan's puppet, selfish, and also told that I was unrecognizable, which made me feel worthless and despised. But I knew in my heart that I was doing the right thing. My decision meant that I was cast out from my faith. I had to move in with a colleague and no longer had the support system I had become accustomed to. Just as I had feared, I lost everything and everyone that had been my constant. It's been nearly a year since all of this has happened. I haven't heard from my mother and sister since. Despite reaching out to them several times, I have received no response. I haven't spoken to my best friends of over 8 years either. Sometimes I mourn those relationships, grieving some of the most important people I have ever known. But when I reflect on what I have learned in the meantime, I feel an overwhelming sense of pride. After 24 years of living behind a mask, I can finally wake up every day and show the world who I really am. And since coming out, I had been immersed in an incredible community of kind and beautiful people that I met through social media and mutual friends. They have made me feel love in a way that I have never experienced before, who love me for me. The same man who was ready to end it all is now the happiest he has ever been. I am 25 and divorced, but I am thankful for the journey I've been on and the person I have become. As LGBTQI+ people, we are often alienated by the world around us and sometimes even those closest to us. But coming out allows us to search for family and belonging in our own ways. I now know that family is more than just a bloodline. It is about love and support. Its members understand you and your struggles. They will love you for exactly who you are, and that is something really special. To anyone who is facing circumstances similar to mine, who is scared to live their life, I promise you that your spirit and well-being is far more important than anything else. So this is the story of James Rogers, sorry. It's very liberating to have the feeling he shares to all of us, that authenticity, to finally take that mask off and feel free, and to feel the love you deserve from people who accept you for who you are and not for what you would become. Life is short and it should be lived as authentic as possible. And you can only find this if you can only experience this after becoming real and coming out. And this is what I got from James Rogers. I thank him for posting his story and hope it will inspire other Jehovah's Witnesses who are trapped inside the religion. If anybody is suffering from the same discrimination and struggles he felt when he was inside. So touching. So that's all I got for you today, and I hope you find his story inspirational. And if you want to share his story, the link is down in the description box below. Thank you for listening, and keep safe, everyone. Bye for now. See you on the next one.